A 26-pound animal just killed and ate a cobra. The venom coursing through its bloodstream could drop an elephant in 12 minutes. The honey badger yawned and kept eating. This isn't a fairy tale. It's documented science that broke every rule zoologists thought they knew. On March 14, 2002, University of Pretoria researchers watched a male honey badger in South Africa's Kalahari desert do something impossible. It dug a puff adder from its burrow. Got bitten directly on the face. The venom contained cytotoxins strong enough to dissolve human tissue. The badger's face swelled. It stumbled. Then it collapsed. The researchers thought they just watched a death. They were wrong. 2 hours and 37 minutes later, the badger woke up, shook its head, walked back to the half-eaten snake, and finished its meal. Dr. Keith Begg spent 6 years studying this phenomenon. His findings made headlines in National Geographic and rewrote toxicology textbooks. But here's what nobody tells you. The venom immunity is just the beginning. What this creature does to predators that outweigh it by 400 pounds is far more disturbing. Mellivora capensis. The scientific name means honey eater. But that's like calling a tank a vehicle. This animal is 30 inches long and weighs less than a toddler. It has killed lions. Plural. Documented. In 1999, KRUGER National Park rangers found a subadult male lion with deep lacerations across its face and a punctured eye. Camera trap footage showed the cause: a honey badger defending a kill. The lion was 11 times heavier. It retreated. This wasn't a fluke. Between 2001 and 2018, wildlife camera networks across Botswana, Namibia, and South Africa recorded 23 separate incidents of honey badgers forcing lions to abandon food. The secret starts with skin. Quarter-inch thick hide, loose enough that a honey badger can literally twist inside its own skin when grabbed. Zoologist Jonathan Kingdon measured bite resistance. Leopard teeth that punch through wildebeest skull bounce off honey badger hide. The skin is so tough that arrows and machetes often fail to penetrate. Then there's the weapon. Anal glands that spray a secretion so foul it's been compared to tear gas. African hunting dogs, pack predators that take down buffalo, will abandon a honey badger kill the moment that spray releases. Rangers call it the suffocator. One wildlife vet in Zambia described the smell as rotting flesh mixed with burning rubber, weaponized. But the real nightmare is the hunting strategy. Honey badgers don't just defend themselves. They actively hunt the most dangerous prey on Earth. And they do it in a way that defies logic. What they target, and why, reveals something darker about evolution itself. Dr. Colleen Begg documented 60 honey badger hunting sequences in Botswana's Okavango Delta between 2003 and 2009. The data showed something disturbing. Honey badgers deliberately choose venomous snakes over safer prey 67% of the time when both are available. This isn't random. It's preference. The venom immunity works like this. Most mammals have nicotinic acetylcholine receptors that snake neurotoxins bind to, causing paralysis and death. Honey badgers have a mutated receptor shape. The toxin molecules physically cannot attach. University of Minnesota researchers published the genetic sequence in 2015. It's a mutation shared with only 2 other species, mongooses and hedgehogs. But honey badgers took it further. A Cape cobra bite delivers 120 milligrams of venom. The lethal dose for a human is 15 milligrams. A honey badger weighing 26 pounds can survive 840 milligrams, more than 5 times its body weight adjusted lethal dose. The venom still causes temporary paralysis. The animal loses consciousness. But the mutation means it will wake up. Always. Wildlife vet Dr. Emily Lane treated a honey badger in 2011 after it was bitten by a black mamba, the fastest, most venomous snake in Africa. She recorded the recovery. Collapse at 11 minutes. Unconscious for 4 hours and 18 minutes. Then awake, aggressive, and demanding food. 3 days later it escaped the wildlife center by digging through a concrete floor. But the documented lion confrontations reveal something even more unbelievable. And it has nothing to do with venom. In 2008, BBC cameraman Gordon Buchanan spent 3 months filming honey badgers for the series Natural World. He captured footage that wildlife experts initially refused to believe. A single honey badger, filmed in thermal imaging, approached a pride of 6 lions feeding on a kudu kill at 2 a.m. The badger didn't sneak. It walked directly toward the carcass, growling. The lions scattered. All 6. The badger fed for 30 minutes while the pride watched from 40 feet away. Buchanan's audio captured the vocalizations, a rattling, guttural snarl that he described as pure malice compressed into sound. The footage aired in March 2009 and immediately went viral. It's been viewed 47 million times. But what happened next, caught on Buchanan's remote cameras, showed the real reason predators fear this animal. In 2014, endocrinologists at the University of Wisconsin analyzed honey badger adrenal tissue samples. What they found explained everything. Honey badgers produce adrenaline at concentrations 40% higher than any mammal their size. But the real discovery was the cortisol ratio. Cortisol is the stress hormone that tells animals to flee. Honey badgers produce it at 1/8 the normal mammalian rate. The study leader, Dr. Patricia Brennan, called it a biochemical recipe for fearlessness. When a honey badger faces a lion, its brain is flooded with aggression hormones while stress signals barely register. It's chemically incapable of backing down. The Guinness Book of World Records declared the honey badger the world's most fearless creature in 2002. The citation wasn't based on folklore. It came from documented attacks on buffalo, rhinos, and one verified incident in 2007 where a honey badger in Zimbabwe attacked a fully grown hippopotamus that wandered near its den. The hippo left. The badger weighed 24 pounds. The hippo weighed 3,200 pounds. But the most disturbing footage comes from Zambia, 2017. A wildlife camera at a safari camp captured a honey badger entering a tent where two tourists slept. One woke up and screamed. The badger didn't flee. It stood on the bed, hissing, and sprayed its anal gland secretion directly at the humans. Camp rangers needed 40 minutes to drive it out with fire extinguishers. The chemical analysis of that spray showed sulfuric compounds in concentrations high enough to cause temporary blindness. Yet honey badgers aren't just fearless. They're intelligent. Johannesburg Zoo documented a male named Stoffel who escaped his enclosure 27 times in 2 years. He learned to rake mud into piles to climb over walls. He fashioned tools from rocks and sticks to open gates. When keepers removed all objects from his pen, he manipulated his partner, a female named Hammy, into crouching beneath the wall so he could climb on her back and escape. The lead keeper, Brian Jones, called Stoffel the Houdini from hell. This combination, venom immunity, aggression hormones, tool use, and skin like Kevlar, makes the honey badger an evolutionary anomaly. And it raises a question science still can't fully answer. Why did evolution create an animal this aggressive? What environmental pressure produces fearlessness as a survival strategy? The answer lies in what honey badgers eat beyond snakes. Honey badgers are omnivores. But their diet skews toward prey that fights back. A 2019 dietary analysis by the Endangered Wildlife Trust found that 73% of honey badger calories come from animals capable of inflicting serious injury, venomous snakes, porcupines, and bee colonies. The bee raids give the animal its name. Honey badgers rip open underground hives, endure hundreds of stings, and gorge on larvae. The stings cause localized swelling. Never death. This is evolution's gamble. By specializing in dangerous, high-calorie food that other predators avoid, honey badgers eliminated competition. Lions won't raid beehives. Leopards won't hunt puff adders. Honey badgers own that niche. The cost is constant injury. The reward is survival in ecosystems packed with larger carnivores. But here's what keeps researchers awake. The venom immunity mutation appeared roughly 20 million years ago. It's the same mutation in mongooses, hedgehogs, and pigs, all unrelated species. This is convergent evolution at a molecular level. For separate mammal families across 4 continents, independently evolved the exact same genetic defense. That suggests venom was such a dominant predator-prey pressure that only this specific mutation allowed survival. The honey badger took it furthest. It didn't just resist venom. It started hunting the source. Dr. Keith Begg's final report in 2018 concluded that honey badgers may have driven certain cobra populations to develop faster-acting toxins. It's an evolutionary arms race, and the badger is forcing snakes to evolve deadlier venom just to slow it down. Today, honey badgers range across 47 African and Asian countries. They're not endangered. But human expansion is creating a new problem. In 2021, South African farmers reported 89 incidents of honey badgers breaking into chicken coops, killing entire flocks, and fighting off armed humans. One farmer in Limpopo province emptied a shotgun at a raiding badger. It escaped injured but alive, returned 3 nights later, and killed 14 more chickens. The animal that laughs at venom and fights lions is now on a collision course with humanity. And unlike every other predator we've pushed back, this one doesn't scare. If you think nature has finished surprising us, consider that somewhere in the Kalahari tonight, a 26-pound mammal is digging up a cobra, getting bitten, and planning its next meal. The question isn't whether honey badgers will survive us. It's whether we'll survive them expanding into our space. And that's just the beginning, because recent studies suggest the venom immunity mutation might be transferable to other species. What happens when humans try to play with that genetic fire? Send this to someone who needs to hear it. Then subscribe for a new dark truth every day.